Okay, so here's the thing. Anna Kendrick, Miles Teller, Bryan Cranston, one movie together. What is it gonna be? Let's do something amazing. Sorry, what? What's that? Oh, really mediocre movie that has absolutely no plot or purpose whatsoever? Oh, okay. Yeah, sounds good. That's a box office hit. I want to talk to you guys about one of the weirdest movies I've seen with three really great actors, and you just kind of sit there going, what did I watch? Why? So here's how the story goes. We have three characters. We have Will, Jillian, who I'm going to call Jill from this point on because Jillian's annoying to say. I'm really sorry if you call Jillian. And our last character is Roger. Roger and Will are father and son. And Jill is Will's girlfriend. And so here's how the story goes. Let's start with Will. Will is a new graduate. He just graduated and he has a degree in video game design. It's a degree that seems very useful when you're doing it, but once you get out there in the job market, you kind of realize that it is not worth it. So Will is looking for a job and he realizes it's really difficult to find a job these days and it's not easy and the job market is extremely competitive. So Will finds a job at a firm that essentially places people at jobs. It's a really expensive thing. You pay lots of money. And so Will's job there is to create these little video essays for the employers. Basically, you sit down, you say, "Hi, my name is Yada. I like to do this, this, and this. I'm passionate about this, this, and this." And he compiles into a video that's kind of exciting for the employer and they get to know the possible person they're going to hire. Will doesn't really love this and he quickly realizes that there's a lot of kind of crappy, insider sort of things going on, the way that things are being promoted, the way things are being done, and he just doesn't love the environment that he's in because it's not what he wanted, it's not what he expected. From what it sounds like, Will, you probably should have just become a YouTuber, but anyways. On the other side, we have his girlfriend, Jill, who just lost her corporate job. She worked in HR, she was climbing the corporate ladder and all of a sudden lost it all. It was a high paying job and now she doesn't know what she wants to do in life because everything she thought she was doing right turned out to be wrong. And now she's like, what do I do? And so Jill spends basically the entire movie trying to rectify all the time she lost by not just spending time and having fun and just working. And so she spends a lot of the time just hanging out with friends and having fun and just wasting time away and realizing that she kind of needs to look for another job. And our last character, Roger, who was a long-time established employee at a company that he was working for probably 30 years, and he gets fired, and he's like, whoa, I'm at the point in my career where I really shouldn't be looking for a new job, and all of a sudden, he's looking for a new job. What a crazy story this is. So to summarize that, essentially, the three characters are all unemployed or trying to be employed, and they're all fighting for jobs. Yes, this entire story is about the job market. And so to summarize basically the end of this movie is essentially Will ends up leaving the corporate job to find a more passionate pursuit of his career. He wants to be more creative. So he goes after his own projects and comes up with his own ideas, and he'd rather risk doing something that he's happy with than work the same mundane job every single day. And then Will's father ends up saying, I'm going to build my own business because I just rather do that than work for another company that's going to throw me out on the streets in 30 years. And finally, Jill decides that she is going to find balance in her career and not spend so much time just constantly working and working and working and actually have a balance in life. I think right here would be perfect. Oh, hi. Hey, what are you up to? Oh, I'm just putting up this sick new poster. Oh, cool. Can I have that one actually? You can't have my poster. No, this is mine. But if you want one, you could go pick one up on movieposters.com. Yeah, movieposters.com. Why do you keep saying the name? What's wrong with you? Yeah, go check out all their posters. They've got new, old, you name it. What is going on here? Yeah, and you have a choice between original posters or reprints. Am I in the Matrix? Well, if you can't afford it. I'm not broke. I can afford. Alright. Don't forget to use code FORGOTTEN15 at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Alright, this is weird. I'm leaving. Can we end this skit now? Because my arms are getting really tired. Now, I would have gone into a much more detailed cover of this movie, but really, that is everything. This movie has zero substance to it at all. This movie really should have had an opportunity where you could sort of combine the two characters together because it's really an opportunity for them to sort of use each other in the scenarios, right? Jill sort of works with Will because Will's, entering the job market and he's kind of scared, but Jill's been through that and she's kind of trying to find maybe a way to help him, or vice versa, where Will understands sort of the balance between, working and having a little bit of fun and then sort of teaching Jill that sort of passion. And on the other side, we still have Roger, his Will's father, who is sort of just sitting on the sidelines doing his own story where we're not really mixed in it. And you know what the worst part is? There's actually a couple more characters in this, Will's friends, who I really don't mention whatsoever because they have their own journeys as well, and we kind of get a satisfactory ending to them, but we don't care because there's just so many endings. And that's the issue. There are so many endings because there are so many stories that are started in this movie. There are too many plots. And when there's too many plots, I can't invest myself in the story itself. There's nothing to grab when there's too much in front of me, right? It's like when you go to the store, there are too many options. When you know you need one thing from a movie and it doesn't give you that one thing, but maybe 5 different versions of that one thing, you don't know exactly what you went in for in the first place. And that's just so frustrating. This movie could have been decent, but I don't think it could have been a really great movie. It's really unfortunate because Anna Kendrick is a really great actress who always puts on a good performance, but you get this movie and you're just like, what did I watch? And Miles Teller, obviously phenomenal actor. And then you kind of like, what? Like, we all know the job market is difficult. We all understand that, it's not going to be easy to find a job, especially a job that you would prefer to do. Sometimes we do have to settle for things lesser. And so from that viewpoint, it's a very interesting way of looking at the movie. It's just that we don't really get, too much involved in the story. We don't get too attached to the characters emotionally because they're not really representing the reality of what it's like to go through these options and through this experience of trying to find a job. There's a lot more depth to it. Let's say the movie used Jill as our main character throughout the entire movie. We watched her experience of trying to find a job and everything that went around it, right? Her relationship with her boyfriend, going through a really turmoil scenario, right? And they have bills to pay and, things to do, and it's not easy, right? Maybe they get into scuffle and maybe their love for each other starts to dwindle because, all this stress is on the household, right? These identifying themes are sort of what drives us to kind of enjoy the movie a little bit more, makes us sort of connect with the characters a lot better. So when you kind of fail to do the basics of filmmaking, you get this movie. I don't know, it's really unfortunate. It's one of those movies that just shows up one day and you watch it and you go, I don't know what I just watched. Anyways, that's where I'll leave it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do want to watch another movie that I was kind of confused by too, you can go check out this one on the screen right now.